The FIFA World Cup has produced breathtaking strikes, yet it has also given us saves so unbelievable they seem to defy physics. In the blink of an eye, goalkeepers have turned certain goals into unforgettable moments, leaving players, fans, and commentators in complete disbelief. From miraculous fingertip stops to last-second blocks that changed the fate of entire nations, these are the World Cup saves that simply shouldn't have been humanly possible. Number 1. Tim Howard versus Belgium, 2014. Imagine making so many impossible saves that even the losing goalkeeper becomes the biggest hero of the match. That's exactly what Tim Howard did against Belgium in the round of 16 at the 2014 FIFA World Cup. Belgium threw everything at the United States. Kevin De Bruyne, Divock Origi, and Eden Hazard kept testing the American defense, creating chance after chance. But every time the ball looked destined for the net, Howard somehow found a way to stop it. He dived low to push away fierce drives, reacted instantly to point-blank efforts, and made several breathtaking saves that left the Belgian players shaking their heads in disbelief. By the end of the night, Howard had made an astonishing 16 saves, the most ever recorded by a goalkeeper in a single World Cup match. Although Belgium eventually won 2-1 after extra time, Howard's performance became the lasting memory of the game. It was a reminder that sometimes a goalkeeper doesn't need to win the match to produce a performance the football world will never forget. Number 2. Guillermo Ochoa versus Brazil, 2014. Some saves are so unbelievable that even the striker can't believe the ball stayed out. Guillermo Ochoa produced exactly that moment against Brazil at the 2014 World Cup. Midway through the first half, Dani Alves whipped a dangerous cross into the penalty area, where Neymar rose above the Mexican defense. From barely 6 yards out, he powered a header toward the top corner. The Brazilian fans were already celebrating. It looked like a certain goal. Then, out of nowhere, Ochoa exploded to his right. With lightning-fast reflexes, he threw up his right hand and somehow clawed the ball away from the goal line. The save wasn't just about speed, it was the incredible strength in his wrist that kept the ball from crossing the line. Replays made it look even more impossible. That one-handed stop became one of the defining images of the 2014 World Cup. The match finished goalless, and while Brazil were left frustrated, Ochoa walked off the pitch having produced a save that is still replayed whenever football fans talk about the greatest World Cup goalkeeping moments. Number 3. Iker Casillas versus Arjen Robben, 2010 final. One touch separated Spain from winning their first World Cup, or watching it slip away. Then Iker Casillas produced the save of his life. Deep into extra time of the 2010 World Cup final, Wesley Sneijder's perfectly weighted pass sent Arjen Robben racing through on goal. One-on-one with Casillas, the Dutch winger had the entire net at his mercy. Robben aimed a low shot toward the far corner, a finish he had converted countless times before. But Casillas refused to commit too early. Holding his ground until the final split second, the Spanish captain instinctively stretched out his right leg. The ball crashed against his boot and bounced harmlessly away, leaving Robben stunned. It was a save that combined flawless positioning, incredible composure, and razor-sharp reflexes. Spain survived the scare, and just minutes later, Andres Iniesta scored the only goal of the match. Without Casillas' famous toe save, Spain's greatest moment in football history might never have happened. Even today, it remains one of the most decisive saves ever made on the World Cup stage. Number 4. Gordon Banks versus Pelé, 1970. Pelé was already celebrating before the ball reached the goal. Everyone else was too. Then, Gordon Banks did the impossible. Midway through England's group stage clash with Brazil at the 1970 World Cup, Jairzinho delivered a pinpoint cross into the box. Pelé rose above the defender and powered a downward header toward the bottom corner. It was the perfect header placed, a header so powerful that it's almost impossible for any goalkeeper to reach.
Already left Cooper standing.
Yet Banks reacted in an instant, diving full stretch to his right. He somehow got his right hand to the ball just before it crossed the line, flicking it up and over the crossbar. The combination of his reaction speed, athleticism, and wrist strength left the entire stadium in disbelief. Pelé later admitted he was convinced the ball was in, while Banks simply got back to his feet as if nothing extraordinary had happened. More than 5 decades later, that save is still regarded by many as the greatest in World Cup history, a moment that proved even the greatest goalscorer of all time could be denied by an even greater goalkeeper. Number 5. Emiliano Martinez versus Randal Kolo Muani, 2022 final. The World Cup trophy was just seconds away from changing hands. Then Emiliano Martinez produced a save that millions of fans will never forget. With the score locked at 3 goals apiece in the 123rd minute of the 2022 World Cup final, France launched one last attack. Randal Kolo Muani burst through Argentina's defense and found himself one-on-one with Martinez. It was the final kick of the match, and the French forward had the chance to win the World Cup before penalties. As Kolo Muani fired a powerful shot toward the far corner, Martinez stayed big for as long as possible before instinctively throwing out his left leg. The ball smashed into his boot and ricocheted away from goal. In an instant, Argentina's despair turned into hope, while France could hardly believe the opportunity had slipped away. Moments later, the match went to a penalty shootout, where Martinez made another crucial save to help Argentina become world champions. But it was that incredible last-second block that defined his tournament. A split-second reaction that preserved Lionel Messi's dream and instantly became one of the greatest saves in World Cup history. Number 6. Jordan Pickford versus Marcus Berg, 2018. England were protecting a 2-0 lead, but one moment of brilliance nearly changed everything. Jordan Pickford made sure it didn't. Late in the quarter-final against Sweden, Mikael Lustig delivered a dangerous cross into the penalty area. Marcus Berg rose highest and powered a header toward the top corner. It was a fierce effort, and for a split second it looked destined to fly into the net. Then Pickford produced the save of the tournament. Springing to his left, the England goalkeeper stretched every inch of his body and got a strong left hand to the ball, brilliantly tipping it over the crossbar. The reaction was extraordinary, and even the Swedish players could hardly believe the ball had stayed out. That breathtaking stop preserved England's clean sheet and helped secure a 2-0 victory, sending the Three Lions to their first World Cup semi-final since 1990. In a tournament filled with unforgettable goalkeeping moments, Pickford's flying save against Marcus Berg remains one of the finest. Number 7. Jordan Pickford versus Matheus Uribe, 2018. Before becoming England's penalty shootout hero, Jordan Pickford had already produced a save that few goalkeepers in the world could make. With England leading 1-0 late in the round of 16 clash against Colombia, Matheus Uribe unleashed a thunderous strike from over 25 yards out. The ball swerved viciously through the air, heading straight for the top corner. It looked destined to be one of the goals of the tournament. Pickford had other ideas. The England goalkeeper exploded across his goal, stretching every inch of his body before getting the fingertips of his right hand to the ball. The shot crashed onto the crossbar and bounced away, leaving Uribe with his hands on his head in disbelief. It was a save that demanded perfect timing, incredible athleticism, and lightning-fast reactions. Although Colombia equalized moments later through Yerry Mina, Pickford's stunning stop from Uribe's rocket remains one of the standout saves of the 2018 World Cup. It was the kind of moment that reminded everyone why England trusted him to guard their goal on football's biggest stage. Number 8. Thibaut Courtois versus Neymar, 2018. Neymar thought he'd found the top corner, but Thibaut Courtois had other plans. With Belgium leading Brazil in the 2018 World Cup quarterfinal, Neymar received the ball just outside the box and curled a beautiful shot toward the top right corner. The strike had power, bend, and precision. Exactly the kind of finish that usually beats any goalkeeper. Courtois reacted instantly, launching himself at full stretch. The Belgian goalkeeper reached the ball with his fingertips, pushing it safely over the crossbar. It was a breathtaking save that combined perfect positioning with incredible reach and reflexes. Even Neymar could only watch in disbelief as his brilliant effort was somehow denied. Belgium held on to win 2-1 and knocked tournament favourites Brazil out of the World Cup. Courtois' spectacular stop proved to be one of the defining moments of the match and remains one of the greatest saves of the 2018 tournament. Number 9. Keylor Navas versus Theofanis Gekas, 2014. When Costa Rica needed a miracle, Keylor Navas delivered one with his fingertips. Reduced to 10 men in the round of 16 against Greece, Costa Rica were under relentless pressure. Deep into extra time, the ball fell perfectly for Theofanis Gekas inside the penalty area. From close range, he struck a powerful shot that looked certain to send Greece through. Navas reacted in an instant. Throwing himself across the goal, the Costa Rican goalkeeper got a strong hand to the effort, somehow diverting the ball away from danger. It was a reflex save that left both the Greek players and the commentators stunned. Costa Rica held on to force a penalty shootout before eventually reaching the World Cup quarterfinals for the first time in their history. Navas's incredible stop under immense pressure became one of the tournament's defining goalkeeping moments and confirmed his place among the world's elite. And finally, at number 10. Number 10. Manuel Neuer versus Algeria, 2014. Most goalkeepers wait for the shot. Manuel Neuer made sure the shot never happened. Germany's round of 16 clash against Algeria was only 20 minutes old when Islam Slimani broke through the German defense and raced toward goal. With acres of space ahead of him, it looked like Algeria had found the breakthrough. But Neuer had seen the danger before anyone else. Charging nearly 30 yards off his line, the German goalkeeper reached the ball just before Slimani could take his shot, clearing it for the first time with his left foot. It was a breathtaking piece of anticipation that left the Algerian striker with nothing but frustration. And it wasn't a one-off. Throughout the match, Neuer repeatedly sprinted outside his penalty area to intercept long balls, snuffing out attack after attack before they could become clear-cut chances. Germany eventually won 2-1 after extra time, but Neuer's fearless display stole the headlines. His performance redefined the role of the modern goalkeeper, proving that sometimes the most impossible save isn't made with your hands. It's made with the courage to leave your goal behind. Some of these saves won matches. Others changed the course of World Cup history, but every one of them proved that when the pressure is at its highest, goalkeepers can produce moments that seem impossible. Which World Cup save do you think deserves the #1 spot? Let us know in the comments. And if you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn on notifications for more incredible football stories.